Hello everyone and welcome to another Thomas video. So today we're going to be taking a look at the ninja deck in Thomas format. So during the spoilers, I saw this card called Kaito Bane of Nightmares. And the moment I saw it, I thought it was actually really good, but not a lot of people were actually talking about this card. So as promised, I'm going to be taking a look at a ninja deck with Kaito Bane of Nightmares. And this card is pretty spicy. It's a format of Planeswalker with Ninjutsu 3. And if you ninjutsu into Kaito, it becomes a 3/4 ninja creature that has a hexproof. If you have Ornithopter on the battlefield or Changing Outcast, and you attack with this card while opponents holding up something like a Fatal Push or a Mana Drain, they actually can't interact with this card at all, which is kind of crazy. And once it comes down and you get an attack in, you can either go for +1, where you get an emblem where ninjas you control get +1/+1, which is kind of insane. The following turn, Kaito is going to be attacking with a 4/5 body with a hexproof. It does also make cards like Changing Outcast into a 2/2 or Ingenious Infiltrator into a 3/4. So it is a very fast clock if the Kaito upticks for an emblem. And the other ability is for 0 uptick, you could also Surveil 2 and draw a card for each opponent who lost life this turn. So if the Kaito ninjutsu'd, that will guarantee you into drawing a card, which is nice because you get to look at 3 cards deep in. And especially like against a combo deck, you could dig into Hate Piece against Show and Tell as well. And the last ability, tap target creature, put 2 stun counters on it. This can be very useful versus some big creatures, right? For example, Sorin Elenda coming down, right? You can lock opponents' Elenda from being able to attack ever. So I think this card is quite powerful versus tempos, controls, or even something like reanimators. So I'm pretty excited to try this deck out in Thomas format. So having said that, I'm going to be hopping over to some Thomas Wizard 3 to show you guys how the deck does. So let's hop on over. Okay. I'll keep this one. Ooh, okay. I think I'm going to just be a little bit more mana efficient by doing this. Because I think I am going to be playing my Bowmaster. Or not. Fatal Push into Spell Snare seems excellent as well. Stomping Ground. Okay, can't have that. Can't have that either. Six cards in the yard. I'm gonna be playing this Ornithopter out now in case I draw into like a ninja. Seven cards. Very nice. Hindsight, I actually shouldn't have played the island.
Where shall we hunt today?
Okay, I mean, let's just kill the 2/1, right? If I kill the 2/1, I mean, you can't transform the Ajani here, so. So they're playing 3 colors. I'm gonna bring in some Harbingers. Stone of Barrack. Toxic Deluge. They're not playing Loris, so they're working with Flage. I don't like Licensors in this matchup. Oh yeah, Stern Scolding as well. That's a lot of cards I'm bringing. Let's go down on Changing the Outcast. -1 Retrofitter, -1 Ornithopter. Let's also go down on a copy of a Ingenious Infiltrator. Kaito is not very good in this matchup, I think. But I want to just keep it in just to kind of see how he does. Yeah, I think you cut the Ornithopter. Nice. Zaragavan. I'm just gonna have to let that go. Or the Oslo Pride. I could also, like, let it go and then Toxic Deluge. I mean, letting that Ajani live is just so bad. I'll probably determine, like, whether or not I Orcish Bowmaster here or Toxic Deluge. I think I have to take the damage. I'm gonna preemptively grab a Swamp here. I messed up by playing the island. I'll play out the Orcish Bowmaster here. That's a lot of lands they played. Veil of Summer. Okay. Well, we got swords out of the way. Sun-Baked Canyon. Malevolent Rumble. See what they got. Okay. So, I mean, I can go Toxic Deluge here. They're most likely trying to draw with this. I think I can ditch Brainstorm. Or maybe Fatal Push. Oh, that's actually perfect. A Johnny.
I will prove my worth to my pride.
Oh. I think that actually might be the nail in the coffin. Since I don't think they're gonna be able to actually play the game anymore. Oh yeah, this is super over. Nice! Okay, that's a terrible hand. That's also a bit of a terrible hand, if you ask me. Can I draw a land? Probably not. Okay, boop boop boop. Deathray Shaman. Not really sure what kind of deck they're playing. Cameo. I think I'm just gonna play it out because I'm all to 5. Don't really have a choice. I think the best thing to do is go for the treasure cruise. If I can. Pretty risky play. If I had a brainstorm, but they could have a bowmaster as a backup. Could be the reason why they did it. Swamp. Okay. Five cars in the yard. Retrofitter. 5 cars in the yard. I can't really stop this Yorion. I think we just pass. Dovin's Veto. Say what now? It's my only hope. Very nice. I need to draw some like Ornithopters or something. I'm expecting them to have like a binding or some sort. Nice. Excellent. Binding? I can actually counter this, but if I do that, Yorion does live. What should I do? I can't quite kill the Yorion. I think I actually have to let this go. I really want to shuffle this Ingenious Infiltrator away too. But at the same time, it actually might be better to have 2 Infiltrators. Right? I think works out. I draw a card, Yorion comes down. They do get to balance the lane line binding, but we have a drown to get rid of the Yorion. So I think it still works out. Whoa, Supreme Verdict. Why wouldn't you just Yorion bounce the binding? Don't understand. Really? Uro? Uro, really? I think I'm just gonna drown this. And then I'll get back another drown. Actually, drown doesn't even work, thinking about it. If they escape the Uro, it's pretty bad for me, you know? I'll think about it. Oh, that is what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. They did draw... I think they have a Solitude in hand. Not anymore. Can I get a Kaito? No. No Kaitos. Do I win? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Technically, we can win. Let me just see. Nice. They're playing quite a greedy deck, aren't they? Let's make use of that. Harbinger of Seas. Unlicensed Hearse. Fatal Push. They play so many, like, even Deathrite Shamans and Psychic Frog. Makes it hard to cut Fatal Push and whatnot. Well, I'm surprised I won a Multi 5 though. Let's cut Outcast. Retro, Orny. And I need to cut one more. I'm gonna cut an Infiltrator. Nice. Oh, wow. It's a pretty fast clock. I should have actually played the Retro first in case of Solitude. So their binding is 2 mana. What to do? What to do? Counterspell. Interesting. I think opponent has a binding for sure. Fragment Reality. Yup. They definitely have a binding. That's for sure. Uro. Wow, they're gonna Source of Plowshare that. Interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. So they don't have double white. They don't have double white. So the thing about the Infiltrator on the Orcish Bowmaster is if I don't draw a land, I won't have enough mana to cast the Orcish Bowmaster again if they do play out the Titan, but I don't think it matters too much. Teferi? What? Spell Snare.
I am not going to sit this one out. This might be a
I was
bad
just
idea.
I was thinking about the Bowmaster, but I'm just desperately looking for a counter spell. Let's see what happens here. Thoughtseize. Get rid of that. Blue, 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 blue. So technically they can get the Supreme Verdict again if they play Mystic Sanctuary in that deck. I'm gonna try to look for There's not much there.
It's only a matter of time.
I mean, Psychic Frog plus Orcish Bowmaster versus a dead Uro? Okay. So they can't play Mystic Sanctuary in that deck. The Uro comes down. Shaman. I gotta kill my own Orcish Bowmaster. I can kill the Uro if I kill my own Orcish Bowmaster. I think that's like the only thing I can do. It's pretty pricey, but I kind of have to attack. Kind of have to keep attacking. Let's hope this works out. I mean, so far, the Ingenious Infiltrator has been pretty amazing. We just still haven't seen Kaito. Psychic Frog. Into playing the Uro. Okay. Smart. Smart, smart, smart. See what I get. Oh. That's actually pretty nice. Let's say the Uro attacks. They go to 9. They go to 6. Okay, they actually have... Wait, what? That's not what you want to do. Okay. Goodbye, Uro. It was nice knowing you. Land, land, land. So, block, block. They take 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, they're dead. Right? Block, block. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, GG's opponent. GG's. Cool deck. Oh, Kaito. We do have the Kaito, but this hand is just too slow. Cameo plus a Brainstorm, though. Might actually be Psychic Frog, honestly. Like, with this hand, I feel like everything else is just a lot better. Because if I play the Ornithopter on turn 1 with a tap land, now I have option to go Cameo Brainstorm or Ornithopter Infiltrator. So the Frog just had to go, even though the Frog is really good. Seems like I'm playing against a combo deck. So I gotta get to my interaction spells pretty fast. Well, since they're playing a combo deck, I'm just gonna go with Cameo into Ornithopter.
Is there a deeper meaning to this passage?
No! That is super annoying. Yeah, that is so annoying. Okay, well, we know what opponent's playing, so... Bring some Thought Seizes. First, Extract, Brazen Borrower, Fatal Pushes out, and Disruptor Flutes. Do we need, like... Do we need Vexing Bauble in the sideboard? Like, we don't need it, but I might be wrong. -2 Changing Outcast. Let's go down on Infiltrator and a Treasure Cruise. Yeah, I actually might need some Vexing Baubles in the sideboard. I'll keep this one. Almost past my turn. Discard a Chalice. Oh, you know what? I should have brought the Harbinger. Because it still shuts down Shifting Woodland. Yeah, that's probably my bad. We are not getting to our sideboard cards, are we? So I could play out our Kaito. But it's probably better to attack to see what we get. Since we could get a Disruptor Flute. Nope. Darn. Feels bad, man. Okay. We're gonna need to see some flute action. I think what opponent has is a cash grab. No, they're Playing this card called Tempest Heart. What? Okay. That's a problem. So Thought Season isn't really gonna do anything. Since they have an Omniscience, but I could make it awkward for them to like if they don't have anything to combo with the Omniscience, like that could win me the game. Okay, cast spells. Okay. I mean, I feel like I just need to go in at the moment. I don't really have a choice. They can become an Omniscience, but it doesn't really do anything.
I've got this.
Like, they can cast a Tempest Heart, but they could already do that. You know? Oh my god. I mean, that actually wouldn't have done anything, but... Surveil 2, then draw a card for each opponent who lost life this turn. Or... I get an emblem. I think we should just try to look for, like, a Disruptor Flute.
I've got you beat 6 different ways.
I think Brainstorm could be nice. We're almost halfway into our deck. Let's just pray that they don't have anything to cast. They drew 1 card. Chalice for 1. That's a good sign. I think we won.
I just hate a fair fight.
Wow. We actually won this game. Kaito! Okay, Kaito's kinda sick. Let's have Harbinger in. Let's have, Stone of Eric in. Okay, Kaito was actually giga sick. Psychic Frog seems really slow in this matchup. I'm gonna go like this. 1 and 1. That's not it. Oh man. This is a very hateful hand. I think I go with something like this. Chalice for 0. So I call Show and Tell with this, and then I Harbinger. They're shifting Woodland. Okay. In response, God Pharaoh statue. It's a tough game, you know, tough game. Let's see what happens here. We got Drown in the Lock for Show and Tell. We have Disruptor Flute for whatever they do. I think I let this go, right? I let this go. I gotta call Disruptor Flute here. I mean, I gotta call Show and Tell here. Omniscience is not in the graveyard, so I just have to worry about Show and Tell. I don't know. Okay, so they sacrifice that. The currently Show and Tell costs 6 mana. A lot of Tempest Hearts. Ooh, so do I play this Harbinger out? It might also lock me out of the game too. Seems like they have a Mystical Dispute. Or maybe a Surgical. I mean, Harbinger is something that they have to answer. This might still be good enough to win the game. They take 4 next turn, and then the 6 after. And they're dead next turn. That's still good enough to win the game. I feel like. Oh my god. Why am I so good at this game? How did I just draw that? How? How did I just draw that? Looks like game over. Okay, so maybe we don't need the Vexing Bubbles. Maybe we don't. You know? I thought we did, but doesn't look like we need it. Loris. Opponent kept a 7-card hand. Hopefully it's the mirror control. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. That's not good. Another Oslo Pride into Static Prison. Disgusting. Actually disgusting. That should be illegal. That actually should be illegal. I'm gonna try to double block the Oslo Pride, but it may or may not work out the way I want it to. But I mean, it's still something that I need to actually do. I'm just so behind at the moment. Wah, wah, wah. Disgusting. Absolute tragedy. I mean, I kept a pretty risky hand, but it was such a good hand versus the mirror control deck. But if it was an energy, it would have been actually pretty bad. So I'm just kind of paying the price here. That is pretty nasty. Okay, I think that's game 2 angle. Stern Scoldings, Toxic Deluge, Stone of Eric, Harbinger as well. Gonna go down on Ornithopter, Changeling Outcast, Retrofitter Foundry, cut a copy of a Kaito. I'm gonna cut an Infiltrator. Probably even 2 copies of a Ornithopter. Try that. This hand is kind of meh. Any hand without Spell Snares or Stern Scolding early is not a great hand, in my opinion. But it's still good enough to keep. I don't think you can actually mulligan this. Just running out the Pameo.
I've read nearly the entire library.
They're most likely just gonna kill it. Amp dropped her. I'll grab a swamp and then monkey. That's fine. I'll grab a swamp and then fatal push. We're gonna need another blue source for this Harbinger. Okay, this is a great turn to draw into a land into this Harbinger of the Seas. No. Super greedy. This might be the last turn where I can play the Harbinger. I would really need to draw into a land. Okay, well, at least I got a Stern Scolding. That's good enough. Static Prison. Short. Final turn. I need to draw land right here, right now. Right here, right now. Need to draw land. Let's go. Very nice. And now they draw a mountain into a Galvanic Discharge. Wow, what a draw. So I knew they had a Galvanic Discharge in hand, but they just drew a mountain. Wow. That is pretty incredible, I must say. Alright, they won. This one's... I don't know about this one. Like, it's okay. I'm gonna lead with the Psychic Frog. I wonder what kind of deck it is. Yeah, what are they playing? Bowmaster, nice. I think they're gonna Surveil, hopefully. Put a car in the graveyard. They got exactly 3 cards. It's tempting. I don't think I can Orcish Bowmaster. If they're playing a build with the Dark Ritual, it's actually pretty risky to do that. Interesting they breeding pooled. I wonder what it is. I feel like it's like a Veil of Summer. Almost. Yeah, I feel like it's almost Veil of Summer. Whoa. Okay. I'm gonna guess that they actually have a Veil of Summer. Yeah, look at the way they're tapping. Four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Okay. Thought seizes in. Disruptor flutes in. Surgical in. Borrower in. Baubles in. That's a lot of cards. That is a lot of cards. I'm gonna cut Infiltrator. I'm gonna cut the Psychic Frogs. I also cut like 2 retros. Oh yeah, the Fatal Pushes. Man, I played another game so that I can get a Kaito game going, but Kaito's just not showing up. Yeah. His hand is quite nasty, actually. My opponent tops it. Okay. Oh my god. Well, that is a very, very dangerous hand, isn't it? Yeah, that is a pretty dangerous hand. We're gonna need some counter spells. Stats. We're gonna need some counter spells stats. Might lose the game here. Okay. Glad I put a Vexing Bauble in after that game. Alright, we played some games today with this ninja deck. I feel like it does actually pretty nice versus creature decks, such as Energy, because of spell snares, and then you sideboard in some Stern Scoldings and stuff like that. At the very end, when I lost to the Energy player, the first game, I thought it was going to be a Dimir control deck because I haven't seen an Energy deck in maybe like 3 days. So I kept a hand that was gonna crush the mirror control with a bunch of retrofitters and stuff like that. But it was actually an energy, which caught me off guard, and I lost the first game. And then the second game, I knew opponent had Galvanic Discharge, and opponent fetched triple dual lands. And I thought to myself, I just need to draw 1 land, and if I do, I just win the game here. And I did, and I played a land into an Harbinger, which did lock my opponent out from playing the game. But as soon as I did that, they drew a basic mountain and Galvanic Discharge the Harbinger on that turn. Super unfortunate. I just think the Harbinger just came out way too late. So Harbinger, very strong versus Mardu Energy. And our sideboard has very good text versus the energy matchup, such as the Stone of Eric. This shuts down the Nightmare. This also shuts down their Ajani. And it also shuts down the Loris. Like, this card is absolutely busted versus an energy deck. So you should probably have 1 copy of it in the sideboard. The Kaito, we only saw Kaito very briefly versus Show and Tell deck. It does close out the game very, very fast, which is something I like. And if you can get this out early, this does also dig 3 cards deep in to look for something like a Disruptor Flute, or if you have like Vexing Baubles in the sideboard, that could also be really good as well. That was actually something that I was kind of missing in that matchup. But it's pretty hard to fit in a Vexing Bauble into the sideboard, in my opinion, because I'm also trying to play with the Harbinger of the Seas, which comes down to like perhaps you cutting a Toxic Deluge, which might make the energy matchup a little bit worse. The Brazen Borrower, I guess, can go down. This is for like the Reanimator matchup, but Reanimators are pretty rare, in my opinion. So we can go down on a copy of a Brazen Borrower. I could see myself going down on like 1 copy of Toxic Deluge. Like, it's not necessary to have a Toxic Deluge, in my opinion. So we'll just have 1 copy of it in the sideboard. But yeah, this card is pretty good, but against the energy matchup, it's not as good, so you're gonna have to cut some Kaitos from the sideboard versus an energy matchup. But it's good against Reanimator because of the -2. If you go -2 into a +1/+1, you get the -2 back to tap the Reanimate target for the next 2 turns again. So even if they go Soren minus, you can tap down the Alenda basically indefinitely. And if you can take control of the 4/4 on the battlefield that got created by the Elenda with the Fatal Push, you should be able to actually close out that game. So Kaito is a pretty interesting card. Really good against control because it's a planeswalker that cannot be countered, and you also can't really interact with targeted removal spells unless they have a planeswalker removal spell on their turn as well. Because if it's your turn, it's gonna transform into a creature with a Hexproof. So yeah, very interesting card, very hard to get rid of. And if this card does stick, it does just kind of win the game on its own. It's a really powerful card. It's just today, we didn't get to really see much. The Infiltrator was actually pretty nice as well. I can definitely see myself cutting the Changeling Outcast entirely for something else. If you really want to play more mana drains, you could just take this out, put some mana drains in. It's not bad because we are also playing with Lore Unrevealed and Treasure Cruise, right? So maybe having more mana drains in the deck is actually not that bad. So maybe I would do something like that. So yeah, that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.